Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea. If you're new here, if you're not new, welcome back. You're the realist. I appreciate you. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter if you want. I am at CCsuarez across all social media. Also have a podcast, did you know that? It's called Down a Rabbit Hole with CCsuarez. I hope you are enjoying it. The episode this week is late already because I've just had so many things going on in the background, not the foreground. Big things are coming. I'm super excited. You should be excited too. But today we are sneaking into the Monat director's call. That is a Zoom call that is only for executive director. It's ED, not erectile dysfunction, ED, AED, and senior SED. Yeah, that thing. Oh my God, I'm like an expert on this. You would think I would know what it's called. For legal purposes, this was recorded and sent to me by one of the directors within the company. I did not steal this for legal purposes. Also, everyone shown in this video is a public figure and presents themselves as such. This is not bullying. This is not harassment. This video is meant to voice my own opinion, to really just dissect some things, a social commentary, if you will, and for entertainment purposes. Okay, don't sue me, Monat. Also, if you do, that would be like really good content, so make it good if you do. All right, let's go ahead and watch this cluster of a video. I snuck into one earlier today. This is one from yesterday, so it's the same thing, but I couldn't get a recording of the one this morning because I watched it while I was at the gym. Anyways.
Recording in progress.
I was talking to a group this morning. I was like, can you imagine how much us men would screw it up if we didn't have such talented women in our life?
You've been so well trained, Ryan. So well.
No, I get reminded of it every day about how I can't do it on my own. So, but seriously, happy International Women's Day. It's Lou's birthday today as well.
Happy birthday, Lou. So excited. We want to make sure we hear
Thank you guys
in the chat as well. Let us know where you're calling from and how excited you are to celebrate this.
And we want to make sure you get everyone on your team who is due to be on this call So if you can't see their name here, reach out to them, get them on the chat. Sales ladies across the globe, make sure your regional, your people in your regions are on this call as well. This is the best call of the month, I always think. So
it's a non-negotiable
packed audience.
Yeah, it's a non-negotiable. Mark it in every time.
Yeah, if you want to grow your business, you got to be on this call. Absolutely. It's definitely imperative. So send out any last minute texts, emails, smoke signals. Jackie was actually teaching us the other day, Roz, how to send out smoke signals, right?
SOS.
Now you might be wondering, Chelsea, who the fudge are these people? And that's a great question. And my answer is, I have no idea. So we're just gonna look it up because I really have no idea who any of these people are.
A few moments later.
Okay, so what this is it's the VPs from, like, actually on the corporate side from the UK, Canada, and the US. So they're all basically on the same level is what I'm assuming, but that's what all of these people are because Jackie is over the Canada part of it.
Send poutine.
Oh yes, yeah. I would show up for any call for sure. So no, we're excited. We've got a great call, great lineup for you guys. It's going to be a lot of energy and excitement on the call today, and coming off of Director Summit, new leadership experience, driving to our next event, Reunion, which is incredible, and Road to Success. We've got a lot of great things. So. A lot of great announcements. So we're excited to have you guys.
And we're on a mission. We're on a mission, Ryan, to do this call in speedier because we know that's the feedback you gave us and we believe it as well. So hold us accountable. We're going to make this punchy, energetic, really, really slick. So are you ready?
I'm excited to get started. I think we're all ready to get started.
I think so too.
Perfect.
So how about we introduce?
I guess they wanted their meetings to be faster or shorter rather. This is an hour and 15-minute call. How I cannot stand when they're like, I'm just going to hop on here real quick. And the clip I'm sent is 15 minutes. It's like, bitch, that's not real quick. Calm down.
The two men who are going to lead the call for us and start with some incredible updates. So let's hear it for your CEO and president, Ray Urdaneta and Stuart McMillan.
Hey. Oh, here we are. Wow. All right.
I feel special. What about you, Ray?
Well, I feel special. I love the interaction and the energy.
Our boy Stewie, Stewart, fucking Stuart Little over here, president of Monat, and then Ray is the CEO and co-founder, so essentially the entire family is considered co-founders. Ray's dad is like the super Jim Jones. Like if Jim Jones took steroids, that's his dad, in my opinion. I don't know if it's the glasses that he wears. I hope he's not in this video because he terrifies me. Yeah, so now we have CEO and president. So as you can see, we have almost the full C-suite level of people on this call for Monat.
As entrepreneurs, we have to admit that we all have ups and downs in our moods, in our energy, in the way we feel. I was talking to Jake earlier today, and I was saying that I feel great, right? Maybe the 9,000 VIPs during the weekend helped.
Woo! Let's take a moment. Take a moment for that.
Maybe that helped. Maybe it's because it's my sister's birthday. Maybe that helps too. Maybe it's because International Women's Day. And I'm surrounded by amazing women. And I've been surrounded by amazing women. I'm thinking about that and thinking about my mom, right? Many of you don't know my mom, but she's been a huge inspiration for me. She was in direct sales, but she started doing top-over parties when she was what?
So they say that they have 9,000 VIP customers. Now, keep in mind, that just counts how many people have signed up to be a VIP. Now, as you know, there's a cancellation fee, right? And they're going to talk a little bit about that cancellation fee aspect of this as well. But I just think it's very interesting that they don't talk about active versus inactive VIP customers, rather. So when you're a VIP customer with Monat, like 15% off or something like that, but you have to do flex ship. It's auto ship. It doesn't matter if you call it by a different name. The definitions are the same. So what happens is you have to commit to at least 3 flex ships, and they have to be over $80, I believe. So it's crazy when they're like, there's no requirements, there's no this, there's no that, there's no catch. It's like, there's lots of catches and you just don't know. So that cancellation fee, I believe, is like $40 maybe? I'm not sure. A lot of times the VIP customer will not know about that cancellation fee and will not know about the minimum that they have to spend each time. And they will not know it's a flex ship. And they will not know that it's 3 of them. So what happens a lot of the times, and I want to talk about this because they are going to talk about it a little bit too. Oh, I'm fulfilling orders, putting together your cart. Typically that's bullshit. They will get your cart information. They will set up all your stuff so they're in control of it. That's what they're taught to do. They're not taught to just have you fill your shit out and push your stuff off. But because of that, they want to basically be in control. And when it comes to like sales, sure, I guess so, but not in this sense. That's weird and that's too controlling for shampoo. Like that's not how this should work. Again, a reason why a lot of them want to do this is so that they can push off the flex ship orders. So a lot of times they'll be like, it's not auto ship, it's flex ship because it's flexible and you can push it off. It's like, yeah, you can also typically change your auto ship date for other stuff too. Now they will push off those orders literally for eternity because they don't want the customer to actually like cancel because they have to have a certain amount of VIP clients under them. Doesn't matter if they're ordering or not. They just have to have them under them. Obviously it helps them if they're ordering. It's insane. So that's my point, is that they are pushing off the orders. So how many VIP customers do you have right now out of those 9,000 that you just said? How many of those have ordered within the last 6 months, last 8 months, last 9 months, the last year? How many of those are continuing to push out their orders further and further and further just because they don't want to deal with the hassle of canceling and having to pay a cancellation fee?
About 19, she had me when she had turned 18, so she's super young. And I saw her doing parties while I was growing up, right? I went with her to many parties, actually. Back in Venezuela, they also had a car program, right? But I was this small Chevy back in the 80s. And I have pictures. I have to get one of those pictures of me. It didn't have air conditioners, those cars, right? Where we're from, it's super hot all year long, right? It's like 90 degrees.
Hey, Stu, mute yourself when you're not the one talking, you garbage human. Sorry.
all year round, even during December. And she would just leave me sleeping in the back seat of the car while she was prospecting and doing visits. Back then, obviously, no technology, right? So everything was face to face. And I was just sweating, and I can remember a little bit about that. And I think that gave me the strength of doing what I do, but also the appreciation of the fields. And I was on the field barely with Carolina when I was 18 for about a year. So I know what it is being out there, prospecting and all that, but I didn't do it for the long term, being on the field myself. Then we opened the company. But I always remember my mom, right? Doing all those things 3 nights a week, doing parties, while also doing the school and the multitasking. And then also God bless me with an amazing wife that has also the patience to deal with me. So congratulations to all the women. I really, really appreciate women. And then I'm surrounded by women, right? 95% of the people I work with. So it's a great day. I forget.
It is a great day. It's an amazing day, and I love International Women's Day. So it's what a joy. This is the second company I've been in that's been led by women, and what a joy to work beside so many entrepreneurs and strong women.
Stuart was on the C-suite level as well of a Ponzi scheme prior to being a part of Monat too. So I don't think that's the company he's talking about. But also, Monat's not led by women. There's one person at the top of the company that's a woman, Ray's sister. I'm not sure if she's still involved with the company. I mean, she's profiting off of it, obviously, but there's no one else on the C-suite level that's condescending. Sure, your sales force, primarily women. That's not a women-led company.
And for us, for our mission actually to be, in creating opportunity for women as well. So, and I look at the gallery of faces and so many strong women, including, well, she's not here, but my own wife and daughter who's here. And so, yeah.
Is his daughter in Monat? What's happening? This is weird. Absolutely. Why would they be there? That would make no sense if they weren't in the company and a market partner, right?
I'm in a great mood too. It might have helped that Ryan, Jackie, and Roz just got us all excited, but
you know what helped too? The last 2 weeks. So 2 weeks ago, we met with all of you, or most of you, in the Director Summit here in Miami. Some feedback. I feel went great. All of us getting back together and all the ideas, all the interaction. I think the content felt amazing. I don't know if you guys agree.
Yeah, let's see it in the chat. Yeah. What and directors, what did you hear from your folks? Because this was the first time we've ever done something like that. It was a whole leadership. Actually, we had a leadership 10 days, just so you know, because we had all of the directors together, and then we had the new leadership experience, and then Ray and I hosted all our sales and marketing leaders from corporate globally together for another 3 days after that. So and we're still going strong, right, Ray?
Right. I mean, the new leadership experience, first time doing it.
The leadership experience thing they did was for, I'm pretty sure, the top people in the company, meaning just SEDs. It might have just been directors. I'm not sure. I think it was just, a select few of them, but they all had to sign NDAs and non-disclosure agreements. You don't know what that is. To be able to essentially go over products and new shit they're coming out with and stuff that they don't want released yet. Yeah, that's pretty normal. I saw a bunch of people who were like, oh my God, why would you have to sign an NDA? And it's well, the company doesn't want you talking about it until it's released. That's normal. That's pretty normal. I mean, even in my industry, it's normal too. I've just signed an NDA today. That part was weird to me. I was like, guys, we're focusing on the wrong thing. The fact is that doing Instagram stories of them signing an NDA, and that's the part that I was like, the fudge are y'all doing? Put your phone away. Y'all are gonna get yourselves in trouble. And then I don't think they understand. They want to flex about something, but they don't know what it means. Monat could sue them and kick them out of the company if they wanted to for that.
True or not, but I heard from 10 different people that came to NLE that it was one of the best events we have ever done. That it was very rich in content, right? And really action oriented. And I don't know what you guys have heard, but hopefully not only we equip them with what they need. We want to follow up, by the way. We have BI, business intelligence will follow up that cohort group. And hopefully they're going to be outliers, right? With the rest of the MMBs and above to see what they do, but also a good way to create publicity and to drive your MMBs to the next one, right? That's going to be happening in July.
In July. And we just announced, while we're talking about it, we're going a little bit out of order, but we announced a little special for the next one, and that is that the first 50 people to earn it will actually have lunch. Now they can have lunch with you and me, but the cool thing is they're having lunch with Ray and me and Todd Duncan. And every time I've sat down to have a bite or a glass of wine or something with Todd Duncan, there's pearls of wisdom. So first 50, we just launched that lunch challenge. So make sure you get that out and really talk to each other. It went way better than I thought. And I think, that's part of what's making Ray and I optimistic, seeing how the SEDs, then the directors, then the
Todd Duncan, an American author and motivational speaker. He founded the Duncan Group, a mortgage sales training and consulting company in 1992. I was 1 year old. According to CNN, Duncan is the Tony Robbins of the mortgage industry. So he's a disgusting cult leader?
Mid-level managers all getting excited. Every place I've ever been, when those things are happening, at the same time as you're consistently bringing new people into the business and new customers into the business, you know what? The future is exceptionally bright in 2022. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I think one of the conclusions that we had, obviously being out there again together with the field, for me, it's like I've been saying this too.
Why is having lunch, dinner, whatever, with the president and CEO of the company that you work for, why is that a reward? I could understand for a company where the owner of it's famous, like let's say Facebook or Kendra Scott. I know we just talked about that, but otherwise I don't really understand why having lunch with the CEO of the company is oh my God. But again, this is a great example of how they put them up on these pedestals. Like when they get to talk to him, it's great. You would think that they're talking to Elon Musk or good old Zucky Boy or some type of influential person in culture is what I'm trying to say. Not just some fucking head of a company.
Technology is great, but being in front of the computer day in, day out, and not interacting with people give you this tunnel vision, right?
Right.
When you see the perspective of being around people and the energy and kind of reinvigorate you, but also reminds you your why, right? And the why, I've been saying, have to be a rhythm, right? And what was one of the things that we spoke in Summit, and I think Ryan spoke very well about it too, is a rhythm, right? As a corporate, we have a rhythm, right? Catherine Scott also presented a map to SEDs. It's about Summit. Now we're coming to Vegas, right?
I know for some people it can be really hard to understand him. I feel like it's one of those situations where the more you listen to him, and I don't want you to listen to him a bunch, I'm sorry. It will get off him in a minute. Longer you listen to a certain accent, the more you understand it. So you're fine. Try your very best.
4,000 plus people in Vegas. We're going to do, of course, Elite. Excited about Dubai. And then we're going to do Summer Loving here in the US. Canada have something different, right?
No, Summer Loving everywhere.
Okay,
Summer Loving everywhere. We're loving it.
Summer Loving. Yeah. Australia just did it because it's summer there, so they just did it. So we have Summer Loving, and then we have Monations, and then we have the post-Monations events. And then we have passports. If we can go back to that rhythm, it works. Right? I always say we didn't invent the wheel when it comes to the rhythm of what works in this business. But then you guys, also, I hope you are all thinking about going back to your rhythm, right? So your rhythm of events, even if, and we've talked about it, even if you do a one-on-one could be an event, a two-on-one could be an event, Super Saturdays, right? All your in-person activities, of course, you still will be doing your digital activities, activities through Zoom or whatever platform you use. But think about that. We have to go back of what we were doing pre-pandemic.
Yeah, it's what made us successful, right?
It what made us successful. Absolutely. We're so much event driven as Stuart.
So the thing with Monat is that when you are, or any MLM, but specifically Monat, when you are in person, it does make a huge difference. And I don't want them to do better. I want them to crash and burn. 2020, they had a lot, like they made a lot of money. And then 2021, I don't want to say they lost money, but their revenue was down from the previous year. And I'm hoping that it goes down more. But now that there's events again and, you can, host all these things with your downline and have them over and, be more in person and have all these crazy events, I think it will go back up, unfortunately, for 2022. But then 2023, it's going to go down a lot. I am not at liberty to say why, but get ready. Okay, let's continue, Stewie boy.
We started the company in wine bar in Chicago was my very first event with Tony and Melissa and Roxy was there. It was just a great event. But that's how we started, and that's what helped us to grow. And Ray and I have always said as leaders, and we say this with you, we felt like we're sort of hanging on, we're getting there. But we knew we have to get back to events. So the rhythm of events is perfect. Now, Ray, we're adding something to our tagline everywhere. And I think it makes you beam and smile to say it. So I'm going to give you that.
Yeah, so a little insight. The week after we finished NLE, since many of the executives were here from Canada and Europe and other countries and other cities, we took the opportunity and we did a kind of internal sales and marketing summit, right? And trying to think about the future, trying to think about, okay, how can we simplify the message, right? Simplifying is important. One reflection that we also have been doing is that, and I want you guys to do too, is that sometimes we forget that you are outliers, that you are special, and that what you do is not necessarily duplicatable, right? And we think so much about leadership and thinking about, okay, the way...
Sir, get to the fudging point. Trying very, very, very hard to lead with empathy every single day, every single video. Yes, I'm still going to be funny. I'm still going to be myself. Like, what they do is not duplicatable, but it is, because all of them say the same not all of them. A lot of them just copy each other and say the same shit. Like, it's not duplicatable, but that's what you're doing. You're recruiting the same people. Like, you're multiplying, you're duplicating. That's what you're doing. So you're wrong.
Tony or Lindsay or Jenny would behave. You are different, right? So I said, okay, let's not forget that we need to maintain a simple message. So start having that conversation and say, okay, what can Monat be the best at, right? And I know we're great at many things. It's hard to
anything
because like we're so great at many, many things, right? But what are these things?
You're great at being a cult. That's what you're good at. These two men make so much money. If the top income earners in Monat are making almost $4 million in 2021, what do you think these two men are making?
The two things that Monat are so great at, right? Or could actually be the best in the world, right? So we went back and said, okay, what made us big? Hair care. What still brings between 60 and 70% of revenue? Hair care, right? So we think, okay, we have amazing skincare products, a $200+ million franchise and growing, right? So when we do a flash sale.
I still want to go hard on this because he's a bullshitter and it's about to get 1 million times worse. Get ready.
Those are the top ones people still chooses. The reviews, the awards about skincare.
Lots of awards. That's right. Yeah.
We have wellness, still 6% of revenue.
Lots of words. Yeah. Yeah, Stu. What other valuable insight are you going to add in to this call?
We have an idea about simplifying the message to have a simple system to sell, and we're going to be presenting that later. But what makes us big is hair care. So say if you are in an elevator, right, and somebody asks you, what do? You say, I'm with Monat. And what's Monat? You say, what better one-liner than saying Monat is the #1 premium hair care brand in the world? wouldn't that make people say, what? Right? Most people have not heard about Monat. Let's be clear, right? I mean, what? 7 out of 10 people that you will ask out there have not heard about Monat because we don't do billboards and it's mouth to mouth. So what a great opportunity to leverage that message.
So if 7 out of 10 people, 70% of people, which of course he just made that up, but he also just made up that they're the #1 premium hair care brand. You can't just say that. And if you Google it, something regarding Monat will come up. However, that's because they have paid for that to be one of the top search answers. I have 100,000 subscribers right now. I do. It doesn't matter what YouTube says. I definitely do. Right at this moment, as of March 9th. So I don't care what you say. I am the #1 YouTuber in the world, and I said it, so therefore it's true. I definitely don't only have 60,303. No, 100,000.
Conversation started. So I really wanted to see what you guys think, so we can double down on that message. What do you think?
What do you think? What do you think? It's funny because I was telling Ray, that's pretty much what when people ask me, well, what do you do? That's what I say. You know, I work with the #1 premium hair care company in the world. So, and speaking of #1, oh, they all love it. But Modern Nature isn't going away. That's who we are, right? Modern Nature. But we just thought, hey, let's give you something to talk about. I think that's a Shania Twain song or something. But speaking of Shania Twain, how many country music fans do we have here? Do we have any country music fans? Because last night, if you watch the Country Music Awards, this is really cool. Last night at the Country Music Awards, Kelsey Ballerini went out and she was decked out. You're going to see this on social, by the way. She was decked out in Monat products to get her award. She was using the blowout cream, the volume and lift spray, and she had our hairspray on. So if you do a flashback to the Country Music Awards last night, Kelsey Ballerina was a Monat girl. So look at all those country fans. So you know what? We really do need to focus on the fact that this product is award-winning. It's recognized in all the #1 beauty publications. We were just recognized, by the way, in Forbes magazine last week, all the publications. And so we proudly now are going to say, you know what? We have the #1. We are building or continuing to develop the #1 premium hair care company in the world. Are
you continuing to develop it? Are you continuing to build it? Or are you already that? They have to stop using celebrities' likeness, essentially using their face, their name, their pictures, to try to give their brand and their products validity. It is so infuriating. Just because a stylist, a hairstylist, a makeup artist, someone uses a product on an actress, on a singer, on a celebrity of some sort, on a public figure with certain notoriety, that does not mean that that person signs off on those products or loves the company or is so proud of the company or even knows what the fuck it is. So he just broke his own rule because in their compliance update this past year, they went over a whole section saying that you cannot use a celebrity's likeness because that can get the company in huge trouble. Because essentially then it's the company claiming that that this person is like an unofficial spokesperson for it. And it's like, no, I'm not. Stop. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. So you can't do that.
We had, because it was a debate, right? I mean, of course, we are beauty from the inside out and beauty and wellness, and we are innovative, right? So many words, like I said, we're trying to simplify the message. And the other thing that stick with me in our debate was that we could be the best at building community, right? And I love that. Actually, Luca, I think, came up with that. It's like, I love that. I think that's what people need, right? If we have an amazing product and we lead with the product, that's, by the way, improving in the industry, the companies that are growing. And that's one of the reasons we've been so successful, is that you lead with the product if you have an amazing product. Every company has an amazing product. If you have an amazing product, lead with the product and more people will listen. But then what people is also eager for is the community. And that's something that we're really good at. Like when I ask.
But like you don't lead with the product. You lead with the community. You lead with the opportunity. You lead with all that and not the product. There are so many Zoom calls where they absolutely do not talk about the product at all. It is crazy. But you're a salesperson. That's what you are. You're not an influencer. You're not a content creator. You're not a brand ambassador. You're not partnered with a vegan beauty brand. You're a salesperson. You're a 1099 contracted salesperson. That's it.
Even new executives that have come on boards, like what do you think makes Monat different is the culture and community. So also we want to keep thinking about how we can pitch that message and how we can actually be better, even better, being better at building community.
Yeah, I was actually, Ray, talking to a colleague in the channel last week, and apparently the envy of the channel is how much you guys enjoy each other, enjoy the brand, enjoy being together. They said they just can't capture that. They can't capture this sense of community that we have. So it's
a cult.
Let's not lose that either. Now we promised to do this. We're so excited. We're just rambling. And we promised to do this fast. So let's jump into some of the really exciting things that happened in the month of February. First of all, we brought in 5,140 new market partners in a short month. We brought in 25,495 new VIPs, once again in a short month. This month, I guess, is going to blow that away, right, Ray? Like, since we did 9,000 in a weekend. But let's look at some of our rank advancements. The United States had 279 managing market partners. So MMPs, we got to keep driving those. 34 in Canada, 72 in Europe, and 63 in Australia. So managing market partners are blowing up here. Associate market builders, 88 in the United States, 13 in Canada, 25 in Europe, and 20 in Australia. Market builders, MBs, 26 in the United States, 3 in Canada, 9 in Europe, 8 in Australia. MMBs, we want to be MMB machines. 34 MMBs in the United States, 7 in Canada, 14 in Europe, and 16 in Australia.
By the way, we don't have that here, but a lot of re-ranks in both continents with the iPads. So was very glad to see that.
Yeah, really cool. Really, really cool. And now mentors, 17 AMMs in US, 13 in Europe, 7 in Australia. MMs, we promoted 2 market mentors.
Oh, okay. I misheard him earlier. I thought he meant like total. They had 9,000 new VIP customers. Nay. It's with the whole VIP customer thing. I have been told multiple times by people who have been in Monat and currently still are, that they have, just like People Improve It do, they have ghost accounts set up that's under like their husband's name or their best friend's name or their dog's name, or do that with VIPs, or put in like a different card number or something like that that's attached to themselves but is like under someone else's name. And they'll create those accounts so that they have like all these people under them and they can sign up new people. And if they buy something, they'll buy it under that instead of their own name so that they get credit for it still.
Rank advancements. The United States had 279 managing market partners. So MMPs, we got to keep driving those. 34 in Canada, 72 in Europe, and 63 in Australia. So managing market partners are blowing up here. Associate market builders, 88 in the United States, 13 in Canada, 25 in Europe, and 20 in Australia. Market builders, MBs, 26 in the United States, 3 in Canada.
I wish he would say how many they have, but I don't think they ever will. And they post it on like, whatchamacallit, their Monations bullshit, their convention. It goes all over the place. Like they say they have 500,000, then they say they have 400,000, then it's like 200,000, and it's like, what the where are these numbers coming from? Okay, so they're just going through the like top earners and shit. I don't need to hear that. I already know all that, and y'all don't really need to hear that either. So I am going to, like, who wants to hear them read off names? Not I.
And the top 10 for now. For now. You got a big push coming on. The top 10 for now: Lexi DeFazio in 10th place, Natalie Fundora, Becca Pickett, Brittany Rose, Anise Mazur, Bailey Neto, Greta Murray, Jacqueline Ortega, Haley Stell, and Mary Garcia. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah. Yeah. Now, what about passport, Ray?
Right, so we're gonna wait for passport, just what, 1 month?
Yeah.
We already have, good for you guys, we already have 10 MPs that are pre-qualified, and we have 3 ADs and 4 SEDs. Good for you.
Going the way and showing the way, right? So
Exactly.
awesome.
Very early, yeah.
And let's get some high fives or applause for those of you who have already qualified for reunion. We can't wait to see you there. We have as we always do, we've saved a couple of kind of fun announcements. So, but 4,122 Americans from the United States qualified. 570.
I cannot get it. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. Over 4,000 market partners on the Vegas Strip.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Almost 5, actually.
Don't go to Vegas. Don't go there. It's going to be just completely overwhelmed with Monat girls.
573 from Canada, and 197 are going to reunion in France, in Europe. So reunion's catching on there too, Roz. Looks good. Looks good. And let's look at the directors, because I think this is pretty cool. You know, we keep talking about showing the way and leading by example. So actually my favorite sweatshirt of late from Monat Gear. But look at this, 214 of you actually qualified. They
have merch that says lead by example. Was that a gunshot? Kind of sounded like one, not gonna lie.
And you know, this is a an event for all, but you guys committed to being there. 45 SEDs, 60 EDs, and 109 associate executive directors. So congratulations. Really, really proud of you. Really proud of you. That's one of our differences, right, Ryan? Ryan and Jake still, well, I guess he can't call himself new either, but they came to us from other companies, and they both are amazed at how active and excited and driven all of our leadership levels are.
Optimistic.
Who the hell is Jacob? Who's this Jacob person? Isn't that a GIF? A meme? Wait a minute. Who are you? That little blonde boy with a bowl cut? Y'all know what I mean. CSO, the Chief Strategy Officer and Senior Vice President.
Okay, so more neighborhoods. 34 speaking of showing the way, 34 directors built a block. 7 directors built 2 blocks. One of you, Taylor Lee, built a neighborhood. 2 of you built 2 neighborhoods. Cesar Gonzalez and Rosangelica Medina and Alicia Blanco. And then I'll let you do the next 2, Ray, because 3 and 4 neighborhoods is kind of a big deal.
Well, we have
That's so many people to recruit in 1 month. 12 recruited in 1 month. Listen, I know people do more than that, but that's so many.
Neighborhoods, I guess. Jimena and Jay Hakim have 3 more neighborhoods. And we have Rachel, who is actually in the same team, also building 4 more neighborhoods. Amazing.
Wow. Well done. Well done. You know, it's interesting. We're also talking a lot now. We want another area where we would love you to lead by example and be able to go out there and say, I did it, you can do it, is promoting out MMBs. It's also key to your rank, but we want to start to recognize people who have promoted out MMBs personally last month. And so we're just going to go through those names. Rolane Gerard, Jess Gillis, Britt Beckett, Diana Thomas, Gabrielle Gill.
Okay, so most promoted out MMBs. So most people who these directors have personally recruited who got up to MMB. So, I mean, y'all see some recognizable names on there.
Allison General, Mary Garcia, Samantha Hodges, Alicia Blanco, Krista Parney, Taylor Lee, all promoted out an MMB personally, and Christina Smallwood did too. So congratulations.
It's always what's the saying? I always want to know that's possible, right? And we have people doing MMBs, re-ranking, getting to MMM. So it's possible and it's doable. So it's the same level playing field. For me, that's the way I challenge myself, right? If everything is the same, the difference is me. What can we do to emulate what they're doing? Good job, guys.
Yeah, this is it's these are the things when we look at these in preparation for these kinds of meetings. These are the things that get Ray and I excited, to be honest. Like where we know, the fundamentals of the business are really sound when we're seeing people promoted, when we're seeing you guys lead by example, build blocks, promote MMBs. It's pretty darn exciting. So with that, I am going to pass this over to our birthday girl and Chief Culture Officer Lou. I think you want to talk about a few of our initiatives of late.
Chief Culture Officer. What? Tell me you made up that role without telling me you made up that role.
Yes. Thank you, Stuart. And
it's Ray's sister. Gross.
Well, it's the best day. Hello. We get to celebrate the power of women. And I always say, there are so many things that amaze me about us girls, women, but we are literally a portal that brings life into this world. That's when you think about that, seriously, it's just incredible. So congratulations to everyone, not only the girls, but the guys here that are impacted by women, because it's everyone, of course. So the first thing I want to talk today about, it's Ukraine. We all are, pretty aware and impacted by this situation, not only from a humanitarian standpoint, but we have teams and market partners and people that we love and appreciate that are close to us in Poland and Lithuania. So we have been working and talking to Ross about what are some of the things we can do to support what's happening, to support the refugees, support families, support children. Ross already announced that herself, some employees in the UK, some family members of you, Ross, are already donating and supporting PAH, which is the Poland humanitarian organization, and they are basically providing aid for most basic needs. They have been operating in Ukraine since 2014, and they are literally supporting refugees as we speak. So Ross and her team are already doing many things around that. I know, Ross, also your team in Poland have been taking some time to go and volunteer, and we're going to keep on monitoring the situation with everything we can. We are going to be supporting. We announced today an initial $10,000 donation, but we're really putting together a plan.
$10,000? You're a almost $1 billion company and you donated $10,000?
I want to thank all of the executives. I know a bunch of you have already started to donate. I know, Roz, you and your team have, and I was just talking to Jake and his team, and Deb and I have spent some time over the last couple of days trying to figure out where we can support best. So we're in this together. I love what Jake said earlier. As leaders of Monat, both field leaders and corporate leaders, let's once again lead by example and put our money where our mouth is, so.
And sometimes Stuart and team, we think, we cannot make a huge difference, but everything counts. And we took the time to really partner with the right organization. So we feel very comfortable about this effort. Again, at the Zoom, and after the Zoom, we're going to send an email with more details. For now, Stuart left the link here on the chat. If you want to start researching, doing your own research on how can you do something for the Ukrainian people and how can you activate your community since today, feel free to do that. You don't have to wait for us until Friday, okay? Okay, so that was number one. Feel very proud of just being part of this company. Stuart, Ray, you are always just putting these things first. Ross, just everyone, these type of things just makes me emotional because, it's what makes us different, I know. The second thing I want to announce is the product, the More Than a Product Sales Challenge we had. We have winners. We went through numbers, and I'm going to announce. Let me share my screen really quick. drum rolls, ding, ding, ding. But we had a tie in our first place. Oh, that didn't work. But our first place tie was Julie Stevens and Sarah Hill. So congratulations. And then we had on third place, Krista Barney, Connie Sanchez, and Tony Van Schoik. So thank you guys for pushing your teams, doing the best, always representing.
So 2 of the people with the biggest teams won sales challenge. I wonder how that happened. Yeah, okay, so $28. Got it. 100% of net profits will be donated to support youth education and mentoring through Monat gratitude programs and partnerships. Well, that's just vague enough, isn't it? So essentially all of the profits go towards just back to your company, essentially.
Example, what we are going to do, we said we were going to do $10,000 for the first place, but things just got, complicated with competition here. So what we are going to do is we're going to split. We're going to do $5,000 for Julie's team, $5,000 for Sarah Hill's team. And you guys are going to be able to choose the organization of your preference, your favorite organization for you and your teams. You're going to be able to present this check really, really soon. So congratulations. And Krista and Connie and Tony, we're sending you and your team members Monat gear, exclusive gratitude gear that we don't sell. We only sell in person. So right after this call, Mary is going to be sending each one of you an email with the details of your price and what we need from you in order to send you the check or the gear. So congratulations again. And then the last, but not least important thing I wanted to talk about was Women's Day initiative. So in our social media today, we posted a video. Thank you, everyone that participated. I'm sorry for the ones that didn't get to participate. We're so many girls in this amazing team. I promise we'll include more and more people every year. But please, if you can, go to our social media channels, share that video and get into our initiative, which is, now that you've heard some of the women and the inspiration in these women that are in this video, we would like to hear from you. What are some of the women that inspire you? What is your favorite thing about being a woman? And many more things. And we're going to be also awarding to the people that participate in this channel, in this challenge, some Monat Gear exclusive gratitude items. So happy Women's Day again. Thank you, everyone, and see you on Friday for more details about Ukraine relief support. Thank you.
All right. Okay, Catherine.
Thank you. Thanks, Lou. I wanted to share and thank the 17 of you that have taken the time and invested in education and taking the damage control expert course and completed that. So there's been 17 of you. And so you have your pin on the way to you. Not only are you leading by example, but
only 17 people out of all of the directors in Monat have taken that course. Okay.
Love that you're sharing them on social and engaging with your team to do the same. So I'm going to read your names. And here we go. We have Shannon Massey, Sarah Reed, Don Yeager, Aaron Zurich, Melody Rotchenok, Louise Snyder, Gina Vomhoff, Deirdre Vinishkaita, Ashton Muriel, Taylor Lee, Caitlin Holt, Stephanie Holdendahl, Aspen King, Kendall Weldon, Lindy Ramsey, Krista Parney, and Annette Soto. So again, thank you guys for doing that. And again, leading by example and taking the time to do that. This is a shorter course than Shampoo Dealer, and we're just glad that you are leading by example and doing that. I am going to post the next calls in the chat so everyone can see them. We have Director dial-in tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. We actually have a director's compliance workshop that is on the 10th and it's at 1 p.m. I'm going to also post a link in the chat for you to submit any questions so that the compliance team can work on those answers and have them prepared for you on the call at 1 p.m. So I'll put that link in the chat right after I'm done. We also have the Maxwell Group 3, which is on the 15th at noon. We have Todd Duncan on the 22nd at 1 p.m. We have Maxwell on the 15th. I already said that. I'm going to post that in the chat. And then something else I just quickly wanted to share.
I mean, realistically, this global schedule, all these things are like hype up. Other than the director's call, they have the director's call every month. Stepping into Leadership 500, Duncan program, Maxwell certification. That just keeps you brainwashed enough so that you're going to stay in and motivate your team, and you're going to stay motivated and you're going to stay with those good feelings.
Offsite last week that we did, we came up with a new call cadence that really allows for consistency and that whole one voice, one message, one money, all of those things, and are going to realign our calls so that they are literally on the same day of every single month. So rain or shine, weekday or weekend, these calls are happening. And it just allows you to plan better and be on the calls and make them exciting for you. So we are always going to do a kickoff call globally in market on the first of every month.
Weekday or weekend. What happened to time freedom, my girl? If I ever had to log on to a call for my job on the weekend, and supposedly I had time freedom and made my own hours and all that, doesn't seem like y'all make your own hours. Like, who schedules something like that for the weekend? Why?
You're always going to do a kickoff call globally in market on the first of every month. We're going to keep those at 7 p.m. And the reason why we're doing that is because we know most of our market partners work a traditional job or outside that time's the right slot. All of our leader calls will be consistently at noon Eastern. That makes it for, even our West Coasters. And we will always have our director call now moving to the 2nd of each month. I will post these all in the chat. We will have our director dial in consistently on the 6th.
You know that mostly all of your people work second jobs because this isn't the opportunity that you say that it is. I feel like that speaks volumes right there. I got real confused though.
Noon Eastern. That makes it for, even our West Coasters. And we will always have our director call now moving to the 2nd of each month. I will post these all in the chat. We will have our director dial in consistently on the 6th of every month. And remember, that calls for where you come prepared. You can submit questions ahead of time, but that's a place to ask questions.
If I helped you get out of Monat, or like you got out of Monat and you saw my videos, or if you got out of Monat and you're watching this video and you were at the Cadillac level, the market mentor level or above, please direct message me on Instagram or email me with the subject line, I was market mentor, I was MM or above in Monat, something like that. For the love of the flying spaghetti monster, please. I need help with something and you don't have to do anything. Just please. Thanks. I'll be posting that casting call on my community tab and on my Instagram page too. Okay, thanks.
You can submit questions ahead of time, but that's a place to ask questions and learn a little bit more if we have any other programs. And then our SED call for those that are SEDs will always be on the 26th of the month as well. So I'll go ahead and put those in the chat, and I am going to hand over to Jacob to speak about Customer Appreciation Month.
Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. And hello, everybody. As Catherine mentioned, it is Customer Appreciation Month. So just want to talk a little bit about how we're doing, reiterate some questions that we've been asked to clear up any points of confusion that may be out there. And with that, it kind of makes me think sometimes of performance evaluations are no fun, right? Sometimes that mood is not very good, but if you think back.
Stu, once again, mute yourself, you dummy.
Evaluation you ever had, what did they say? Keep doing what you're doing. And that is the theme for Customer Appreciation Month, because globally we had over 9,000 new VIPs over the course of 3 days. And internally, we have these little charts that we look at to see how we're doing against our goals for the month. And that line has not been that steep since last year. So it is truly incredible the way this is taking off, and a big round of applause to everybody for the work that you're doing out there. And particularly to Rochelle Diaz, since half of those VIPs were from her. Well done. Anyway. So as we talked about, we have this new anchor concept of the leading hair care brand in the world. And when we were talking about this, we talked about, what we say on a plane to somebody when it's like, what do we do? And I always say I work for the leading hair care brand. And I extend that by saying we go to market through this incredible community of sales reps. And that is our vision. And for me, coming in the 14th month of the company.
So you lie to people? And do you really say that? Do you?
Brand steward for a long time. You know, it's amazing to see the strategy that we charted last year coming together and being activated, because this approach of going more direct to consumer, empowering our junior leaders is really working to build that community, build your teams from the bottom up. And it's so fun to be rounding that out. So as we go to market, as we reach consumers, the ultimate destination with this incredible brand through our community. Questions for this month, right, that have come in. Just want to make sure that we address these. And you know, we're always available if anything comes up. But just to be clear on a couple points, only people that enroll in March can cancel their flexship online. It is not everybody. So that's an important distinction. When I say cancel, that means they've opted out of their flexship agreement. So they won't get a recurring order. They are still VIPs. They still get all the VIP benefits. They can participate in flash sales. One important clarification is that the VIP does have to have an active flexship at the time of commissions in order to count toward customer acquisition and block bonuses. So I think there was just a question just to restate. If somebody cancels their flexship online, they are still a VIP.
The VIP customer can go in there and cancel the flexship themselves without having to pay a cancellation fee. And that's only for VIP customers who signed up in March. So essentially you're saying, yeah, sign up now in the month of March as a VIP customer with Monat. You get 15% off all products. You get, a free product. You get exclusive sales and, free shipping and all this. Like you don't have to sign up for 3 whatever requirement flexship, blah, blah, blah. I believe they start asking some really dumb questions. Just wait.
They can turn it back on by creating a new order. We're going to change the button to say opt out instead of cancel or delete. Pause was a little confusing because they kind of have to create a new one to get it going again, but they still get all of those VIP benefits. They just won't get free shipping because they don't have an active flexship. So they are not completely out of the club. They've just turned off their subscription, basically, if they cancel. But that said, it is super, super important to have that active flexship, right? Because that is what is really going to drive your earnings and your volume. We don't want to lose sight of the fact that flexship keeps our customers connected to our brand and gets them the great customers, gets them the great products they need when they need it. So that is why we still do want them to have an active flexship to earn.
Isabel, which I'm assuming is Stuart's daughter because they have the same last name. She said, can we have that button only turn on after the 15th, just in case? What happens on the 15th? They get their bonuses. After we've already been paid on it. That's dumb.
Bonuses drive to above and beyond performance. We always drive to above and beyond at Monat. And to have that above and beyond, that loyal customer, that flexship is a great indication of that. So let's keep those people engaged in flexship. You still get all of your base commissions, even if they opt out of a flexship. Every time they order, there's retail commissions that all generate CV. But let's not make that an issue. Let's keep everybody engaged in flexship because that's the way to unlock those bonuses and to create those long-term customers.
I think a great point of awareness that everybody should have is that.
I mean, those are okay questions to ask, clarifying, okay, how long do I have to have them as a flexship person? Not the question that Isabella asked is, can we have that option only available for them after this? It's girl, what? No.
Oh, concern. So the VIP cancel, they won't count through my VIP acquisition bonus or for the trip. And we're going to be monitoring, because I don't believe VIPs will naturally pay the $19.95, enroll in the program, and just cancel the next day.
That's
right?
yeah. Our data says the opposite, right?
Right. Let's see how it goes, but I don't believe so. We cannot tell them. Somebody in the chat saying, "Oh, let's take away the cancel button." No, we cannot, because it's against what we offer, right? The idea is to put it there, but it's to have a stick, have a carrot.
Someone said, I'm not pushing the no obligation. I like it the way it's been. And that is from Mandy Evans. That's Mandy Sue. Opt out of telling them that there's an opt out button. So that's what a lot of them, it seems, are doing. They're just not telling their VIP customers that they are able to opt out of the flexship, which is pretty fucked up.
And the carrot is the problem. But now the awareness I think we have now think about is that why is everybody thinking about, I will get my VIP and they will want to cancel. This is not about just acquisition. And I mentioned this in the summit. Yeah. We are great, and Jake made us aware through some statistics that we're amazing in acquiring new customers and new market partners. But we are average in keeping them, both VIPs and market partners. So is it because we focus and our field focused so much? Oh, it's just about acquiring that initial bonus and acquisition bonus. And no, I mean, it's in everybody's best interest for us to have a culture of having the VIPs scheduling and doing their next flagship through personalization, through pitching the right products and all the things you know what to do. We just have to be more intentional. It's not just about acquisition too. It's about acquisition. It's about keeping them engaged doing the flagships, right, Jake?
Absolutely. So let me wrap up before I pass it to Ryan with some kind of tips on how to activate. I'm sure you all know these, but we have had an incredible track record since the month began. We have really reinvigorated acquisition of VIPs, and it's an incredible trend after the last few months when we all know things have been a bit slow. So keep up that messaging of no obligation and flexibility. We do not want to lose sight of the fact that flexship is really a great thing longer term, right? Like, we want those people engaged. We want them trying new products. We have the loyalty benefits too. I just want to plug that out there as we get out there and pitch no obligation.
At least from what I'm seeing, it seems like a lot of them are kind of freaking out. Like, these people, like, I'm not even in the company and I know how this works more than they do. Use common sense.
Get out there and go back to VIPs who might have said no before because they were a little concerned about that flexship. That's a great opportunity to get those people in. But then beyond that, make sure that we are highlighting loyalty, that, those basically you're getting $10 off your next flexship or regular order. So staying on flexship is a great thing. It's a great value. And that really those loyal customers are the source of solid, predictable volume for your teams up and down your organizations.
There you go. Well,
cool. So with that, over to Ryan.
And I don't think it's an accident that 9,000 VIPs signed up this weekend either.
Oh, absolutely. Congratulations, everybody, on that. What an incredible weekend. March is going to be a great month as well. I'm going to be super fast because I know that we got some more great content. We have a special guest speaker that's going to be coming on right now that I get the privilege of introducing. Just really quickly, I know that a lot of you have teams down in Australia. I know that everything that's happening in Ukraine, and it's crazy, the world that we live in. 22% of the areas of where our market partners right now currently live in Australia is underwater. I know that's not making a lot of the news here and around the rest of the world, and rightfully so. But a lot of our Aussie friends down under are having a little bit of a challenge right now. So if you could just send a text or an email or some sort of support.
Why did he just say down under and then kind of looked like he wanted validation for saying down under?
So really quickly, as you guys know, at Director Summit, we had SED Day, and it was amazing. And I just want to shout out all of our incredible SEDs, because as we went through our conversations and discussions, we had a breakout session as we went through. And it just shows what an incredible company that we have because of the leadership that we have here. Their hearts are in the right place, their vision in helping each and every one of you grow your businesses to become the #1 direct sales company in the world. And let's face it, the #1 premium hair care company in the world. We already know that we're the #1 direct sales company in the world. We just need to get our revenue to a point to prove that, right? And your paychecks to be able to do that. One way that we do that is by creating one voice.
Absolutely joshing me right now. Call me Josh and spank my grandma. We already know that we're the #1 direct sales company in the world. We already know, like, we are. We just got to get our sales up so that we like actually are. What, sir? Y'all can't just make stuff up.
Creating one voice, one message, one system, one Monat. We will be the #1 direct sales company in the world. I have no doubt, and there's not a shadow of doubt in my mind that that's going to even happen. And so one of the things that we did with the breakout session is we broke into 5 groups, distinct groups, and we covered 5 topics. Prospecting, onboarding, duplication, and activation was one topic. Product strategy, market partner journey, VIP journey, and then leadership and the rhythm of business. Those were the 5 categories that we got together. And so we got so like pages and pages of notes and content. And we met with the executive team last week. We went through that list, and we're going to be going back to the SEDs on our SED call at the end of this month with action items, with deliverables, with timelines. And you're already starting to see some of those things unfold. There's no coincidence as to this customer appreciation month with this VIP incentive that's happening right now, with the shampoo sale that happened last weekend. The rhythm is aligning and everything is coming together. And that's because of this incredible partnership that we have with our leaders. And so now, speaking of leaders, I get the privilege and honor to introduce, and I don't see her on here yet, Jalissa. I don't know if she's, oh, there you are. I see you. There you are. Oh, there you are. There's your beautiful face. So as we all know, Erica Schaefer needs little to no introduction. She started out in this business because she loved the products, thought she would be a kidnapper, right? So she joined for the discount 5 years ago this month, right? Joined for the discount, decided to get in gear with her Monat business. This kidnapper became soon an SED on Halloween of 2019. And by May of 2020, entered our $1 Million Club. She recently introduced this handsome boy. I don't know if you got the chance to see Dawson at the Director Summit, but man, he is a gorgeous baby. I love the journey. Like, she literally worked to the very last second, all the way up to giving birth, and then went right back to work building her team because she's so passionate about it. Erica, you're an inspiration to all of us, and we can't wait to hear what you have to share with us today. So welcome to the call. And
that's gross. They really don't see it like that. And it's really frustrating because it's like they normalize it so much, and they don't understand, you know, essentially how messed up it is and how absolutely culty it is. And it's just really,
Thank you, Ryan. You're the best. And for those of you who haven't been able to meet Ryan in person, like, just so glad you're part of the Monat family. And yeah, you guys, I just had a baby 6 weeks ago. And so I'm here and I'm like, what's up? Let's do this. I feel like March is going to be an amazing month, getting my groove back, and just so honored and grateful to share with you guys. And honestly, I don't think anything I'm going to share is going to really blow anyone's minds. One thing that I've really been focused on this year is just getting back to basics. And I look back, and the times that my business has grown the most, my personal enrollments, it's funny, actually, the month that Dawson was born was actually one of my best months personally that I've ever had in my 5 years. And so much of what I was focused on was just the basics, sharing the business, sharing the products again and again, repeated over and over. So nothing, I think, you know, you guys are the best of the best. So I really like come here humbly to share with you guys, but I want you guys to know nothing is really that mind-blowing. But the one thing that I did take away from Summit coming home was something that Stuart shared was about joy. And I really feel like that is a huge opportunity for all of us to kind of inject that joy and that fun back into our businesses, because that's who we are as a culture. And that's what I'm seeing right now, is just, that's what people want. And that's where I'm seeing, like, focusing on that is getting the results. So yes, we sell joy, Brittany. I love that. So a couple of things that I want to share with you guys really quickly. So I want to be really mindful of your time. Obviously, the first thing is the Customer Appreciation Month for March. The simple things that we can help our teams do to help them really love on their customers. We already know we have the best products in the world. We have the best customer program in the world, but sometimes I think our market partners come in and they're not really educated on how to take care of their customers. And that's something that I'm really passionate about. So a couple initiatives that I am encouraging my teams to do, and that you guys can do as well, is to love on your VIPs is number one, I think the majority of us probably share these products on social media, right? I know I do. That's where most of my VIP customers come from. And so I'm already on that platform of Instagram. That's a simple thing that every single one of your market partners are already doing, right? They're sharing the products, they're getting on reels. What I created was a close friends list just for my VIP customers. I did this a while ago, but specifically for this month of March, I'm going on there every day to talk to my customers, and I'm giving them extra, just little tidbits. Here's how to use the dry shampoo. Have you heard of the super moisture mask? Here's why it's awesome. Here's how to use it. Here's how to emulsify. And then I'm doing little giveaways throughout the month as well. So when I'm talking about a product, I'm going to do a giveaway of the product. I think a lot of us probably have a stash of only for use, little travel size. I always stock up during the holidays because I always want to have all those little minis so that I can do giveaways throughout the year for my customers. So those are the things that I'm doing, is like, hey, dry shampoo tip. And then I'm giving this away to someone today. Here's what you have to do to get it. And encouraging my VIPs, in order to qualify to win, is actually post about the products on their social media. Actually, on our SCD day, we did a breakout session and we talked about how do we make our VIPs evangelists for our products.
That's weird. Don't say that. Selling joy, off-putting, that they are like, oh, we should be teaching our customers how to do this. Y'all don't already do that? Why do you not already do that? That's huge.
It's just to encourage them. Hey, get on social media and just share how you use your product. And that is going to qualify you for a free giveaway. But also what it does is it could help you get a referral. So that's a little trick there. Other thing is obviously snail mail. I love snail mail. I encourage my team to always send little thank yous, even if it's just a card. Like I have a stack. I just got this on Amazon. I think it was like $5. It's just a bunch of little thank you cards. You can just write, thank you for being my VIP. Here's an oil sample. Those simple things, when you send your customer something in the mail, you're getting their attention. And that is something that, it's an opportunity also to re-engage with them, maybe someone that your team or you haven't spoken to in a while. So samples, thank yous. Another thing that I did was I took a specific group of my customers who haven't ordered in 90 days. I just did this on Friday. So we pulled a whole report, who hasn't ordered in 90 days. And I sent them a specific thing in the mail of, I miss you. Thanks for being my VIP. Haven't, heard from you in a bit. Here's an extra sample that I gave them, and also sent them a QR code, or you can just include your link to your beauty quiz to just re-engage them. And then you can go in your reports and see who has taken that quiz, follow up with them and say, hey, I saw that this came up. Would you like to try that product? It's just another way to re-engage with them and use a tool that is duplicatable for our entire team. And then VIP parties, I think, are fun too. We're doing a VIP party virtually with my VIPs and a bunch of my girls who are my front line who don't have a ton of VIPs themselves and may not have a lot of...
A virtual VIP party? How lame does that sound? Like, that sounds like it sucks. What are y'all gonna do? Hang out on Zoom? I feel like that's realistically just to be able to recruit them.
Confidence to host their own VIP party, but so we're going to do it together. And so that way, I can help them feel encouraged. It's super duplicatable. It's just cascading that down. That's something so easy. You can all do, we can all do with our teams. And specifically, one of the things that I'm focused on actually this year, and I just talked to Ray when we were at Summit, and he gave me some really great advice. And I just want to pass this on to you guys. So I was just asking for feedback in my business. And he said, get obsessed with 3 things in your business and just obsess over them, hone in on those things for the next 6 months. And one of the things that I want to focus on is my personal group and really helping those people duplicate and really be a MMB building machine, which is what we talk about all the time. And so those girls I'm collaborating with a lot. So when it comes to these initiatives for VIPs, helping them with their content, I'm really working closely with that group because I want to see them duplicate faster. And then we can taproot down with their downline too. So yeah, and we were challenged at Summit to pick 12 people to work with, right? So maybe you have those 12, maybe you have to figure out who those people are, but that group is really who I'm obsessed with working with. And then the other thing is obviously we have the no obligation incentive. I'm not going to lie. I was one of those directors who was like, I don't know about this incentive. Wait a second. Flexship's the best part. I was like skeptical at first, but then we had an amazing call and then we were totally schooled. And it really, I understood really what this incentive is about is acquisition. And that made so much sense to me because if the truth is my personal group can close 4 VIP customers this month, that's their confidence. That's, VIP bonus. Like that's a huge thing that I think we all need to focus on. So I'm encouraging my team to use this incentive, the no obligation incentive, but to also at the same time educate wherever they educate. Are they on Instagram? Are they on Facebook? Are they on TikTok? Whatever, about why our VIP customer program is the best. We know our VIP customer program is the best, but can they actually talk about Flexships? Can they get on social media and show people, hey, I'm setting up my Flexship. This is why I love the Flexship program. Because what I found is that usually if people have to do something, they don't want to do it. But if they have an option, but then they're showed how amazing the program is a VIP, then they're going to want to do it. Right. So it's kind of cool because they have the opportunity to say, I don't want it, but we're going to make them want it by giving them the education and promoting it to them. Right. Last thing, and I'm almost done, and I'm probably talking really fast, but I just want to be quick. Okay. Last thing is kind of shifting gears, talking about the stepping into leadership and new leadership experience. Going back to what Ray said to me about being obsessed. I'm obsessed right now with helping as many people on my team as possible get to Miami in July. That is like one of my biggest goals right now. So what that looks like is obviously a lot of us nominated people to be recognized and invited into this stepping into leadership trainings, making that a big deal. We have so many resources, but I think sometimes we don't utilize them. I heard that there's a ton of really great directors who are going to be doing this new, it's like a bunch of new directors who are doing the new stepping into leadership series. So I'm kind of making that exciting for my market partners. It's new people, you're going to learn new stuff. We're a part of the last one, but for the new people, they're able to learn internally in Monat, we have the best leadership. We have the best training. You should never have to go outside of Monat for training. And so I'm really sharing that with my team. I'm like, get on these trainings, make sure you're on them and being on them with them so that afterwards kind of saying, hey, what did you think about it? What was your takeaways? What did you love about that training from this director, from that director? So that it's really sinking in for them. And then also scheduling one-on-ones with that group. Who are those people that are in the running for new leadership experience, making sure we're having accountability. Another thing I did was I actually created for my team, because again, duplication, kind of tap rooting, kind of even empowering some of my leaders who may have lost confidence in the last season to rebuild their confidence. What we did was we created a Facebook group just for everyone who's in that group and who's going for new leadership experience so that we can, number one, they're hearing from the people who were at the last new leadership experience. So they're hearing why it was so awesome, why they should be there, how to get there. And we're also giving them special attention. So we're just making them feel really special and making it all about MMB all day long, training them, supporting them, encouraging them, and keeping them accountable. And what I know is whenever you have a running group who are specifically running towards one thing, the likelihood of them actually getting it is so much higher, right? And I think sometimes as leaders, we're all over the place, we're focusing on so many things. And what I've done is kind of just simplified. And I want it to be all about new leadership experience, which the byproduct of that too, is they're also going to be on their way to getting Bahamas. I think that's all I have to share. Just permission, I think, just to be focused on the basics. That's what I'm focused on. I kind of just even just having Dawson in 2022, new year, new goals, just kind of coming back to the simple things that work, events, blocks, ranks, tap rooting down, working with those legs and just making it super simple and helping them do the same thing. So I hope that's helpful, you guys. Back to basics. I think March is going to be our best month ever. I think 2022 is going to be our best year ever. And I'm so excited. I hope it was helpful. Love you all. Bye.
Hey, Erica, do me one quick favor and just go like this and drop it. Just drop it. That was fire. That was really good. I loved it.
Ryan.
If people implemented half of what you said, their businesses would double this year in 22. So Absolutely. Great job, great training. It was phenomenal. And yeah, love it. And if you ever need a babysitter with Dawson, let me know. So now I'm going to kick it over to Roz Simmons. She is humble. She's amazing. She's super uber talented. And she was just put on the board for Direct Selling Association for Europe. So representing thousands of direct companies. So
I know. I'm very proud of that.
Yes.
Actually, I was on there a long time ago and then came off and I've gone back on. But anyway, do you know what, team? I don't have anything else to add. We have got so much to go for this month. Europe, it's a bit of a tough one out there, but we've got your backs and we've got some great promotions lined up for you. So Naringa, Petrolita, you're in America, you're number 11 on Elite. We are willing you to get into that top 10. And I know all your Lithuanian and UK team are right behind you. So I am going to pass over to my partner in crime, the amazing Jackie McClements.
Thank you so much, Roz. Okay, well, just a quick one for us in Canada, something that I want to bring it back to what Ray was saying at the beginning in Rhythm of Business, something we've been super proud of in Canada that we've ran every single year since 2018. It was an event we called Road to Success. We used to split it out into 3 cities because we wanted to make sure we were hitting as many of our market partners as possible at those events.
Okay, that's boring. Fucking done with this call. You know, their verbiage and how they speak with each other when no one else is watching, and just making straight up, as the kids say, no cap. They are making things up and stating them as proof, but then in the next sentence saying, "Oh, we're gonna get there. Oh, we're the number 1 hair care company in the galaxy. We're going to get there." So are you, or are you working towards that? I don't know what world they live in where they just think you can say things and then they're true. That's not how that works. Not how it works. You can't claim that. You can't put that in, marketing materials, and that's what they're doing. And it's just so deceptive. It truly is deceptive marketing, and that's extremely unethical. I personally have missed going hard on Monat, like real hard on them. Let's keep exposing, keep being real. Stay spicy, remain spicy. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, night, weekend, or whenever you're watching this. That's it. So get ready for some craziness that is coming to light soon. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Okay, bye.